Well, where has this Mexico been? They won 4-0 against Honduras tonight. Now, to be fair, this wasn't a great Honduran team by any stretch of the imagination. Uh, Look, they're going to play Qatar and they're going to play Haiti, and Mexico is going to beat them quite easily without any difficulty. Let's face it, they're going to win with 9 points in this group. But to be fair, this was probably the most dominant Mexican performance I've seen in a while. I have not seen a Mexico team play like this. Now, one of the things they've talked about this previous week, is how the Mexican team has, how the interim manager Jaime Lozano has been, they believe in themselves again. They worked hard for each other, and he got them to believe in themselves again. So and they go against probably the toughest team that they're going to face in this group, Honduras, and just basically just whooped them 4-0. They got it started with with an absolutely brilliant opening goal by Luis Romo, who just put the ball with the left side of the foot outside of the net, 1-0, and but then scored again in the 23rd minute, made it 2-0, and then Pineda scored in the 52nd minute. Great give and go ball. And then Luis Chavez was just in the right place, the right time when the ball bounced to him. Made it 4-0 in the 64th minute. And it could have been worse. This game could have been 5 or 6-0 or 7-0. The Mexican team basically dominated the game. They dominated possession. They dominated. Let me look at the stats here. Well, I'm looking at it right now. They held possession 54-46. They had 17 shots, 6 shots on goal. Honduras only managed 6 shots and 1 shot on goal. Look, realistically, this was probably the Mexican team that we've been waiting to see. Where was this in the game against the United States? Where was this team in the game against the United States and also against Panama in the third place game? Now, here's the thing about Mexican team. Honduras is not a very physical team, and again, they're not going to get very physical against Qatar. They're not going to be very physical against Haiti as well. So they're going to go through this next couple games, and they're going to get 9 points. Now, the only team that I can see challenging Mexico in this tournament is Jamaica and maybe the United States. Okay, again, this is an A-list Mexican team. Okay, and I realized last Gold Cup, when they had an A-list Mexican team and the United States still beat them 1-0. It's possible they may meet in the semifinal of this tournament, Mexico versus the United States. But you know, again, I think Mexico, they got a little bit of their swagger back. Okay, again, not a great Honduran team, but they got a great bit of their swagger back. Played very, very well to start the game. Nothing builds the excitement of your team than or the fan base when you score a goal within the first minute, about 55 seconds. And also like I said, it also could have been 3-0 because there was a pass in like the 15th minute mark, went right in front of the goal, and it was missed. In fact, they even had the ball in the net and made it 5-0, but it was offsides. Again, this was an absolute dominant performance by Mexico. They were as good as good as advertised. And I guess I saw something where it said the United States was supposedly favored in the Gold Cup. I think I would recommend that. I think that Mexico is probably going to be the favorite going forward from this point on. Again, the way the Mexican team played. Look, the fourth goal that was scored by Chavez was really, I just watching it again, it just was a bad deflection against the Honduran right to him, pretty similar to the goal that the United States scored against Jamaica last night. But look, this was an absolute dominant performance by Mexico. 17 shots, 6 on goal, 4 goals scored, 4-0 against Honduras. Absolutely dominant. And let's see. Only one save had to be made by Ochoa. And again, like I said, this was an absolute dominant performance. Jaime Lozano did a great job of motivating his team. And again, what's going to happen later is going to happen later. But interesting to see Mexico come back and play a solid game against a very weak a very weak Honduras team. To be fair, again, they're not going to be challenged by anybody unless they face maybe the United States or maybe Jamaica, who I think is a real good shot of winning this tournament. Jamaica really did very well last night against the United States, especially in the first half. Second half, not so much. But I think Jamaica is going to be a challenge for this Mexican team because, again, this Mexican team doesn't do very well against physical opponents. But we'll see how that all pans out. But again, Mexico wins 4-0 tonight. Congratulations to the Mexican national team. But we'll see what goes on as the Gold Cup continues. Thanks for watching. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and have a good rest of your day.